This is Sant Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is deficit spending versus GDP growth. So 3 quick points. Deficit spending versus GDP growth, 3 quick points. So currently, we're doing deficit spending at about 7 to 8% of the GDP. So the GDP is 28 trillion or so, and we've got deficits of 2-something trillion. Then we're doing deficit spending at about 7 to 8% of the GDP, 6 to 8%, somewhere in there. Second is we've got growth of anywhere between 2.9 to 3.5%. So this means essentially that you've got deficit spending at twice the amount of the growth that you're getting. So this would be essentially spending $2, giving somebody $2 to get $1 back, and also having to pay interest on that $2. So third, when people tout that our economy is doing great, and this is not a knock on Biden or Trump, it's actually, I shouldn't say that, it's a knock on both. Trump's a horrific deficit spender, Biden's a horrific deficit spender. The take home is essentially, if you're spending $2 to get $1 in growth, you're obviously an undisciplined moron. It'd be like me eating 2 pounds of steak to try and lose 1 pound. That's a very hard calculus to do in the short run and in the long run. So right now we're spending 7-8% in deficit spending to get growth. We're getting 3.5% growth. This is a losing proposition. Anyone that thinks differently, in my eyes, I don't even know what phrase to use. You're either buying into a political narrative, and again, both these candidates are horrible on debt. Trump was horrible on debt. Biden's horrible on debt. They're both awful on debt. So it's not a knock on one versus the other. But we all understand the math. If we're spending 7 to 8% to get growth of 3-4%, we are losing. This is a losing game. This is bad. If you did this in your household, I spent $2 to bring in $1. My family would tell me I'm an idiot. So just so we're all on the same page, this is a losing proposition. Deficits versus GDP growth, 3 quick points. You can't have deficits that are bigger than growth and think that you're winning. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Always feel free to text me 773-766-5322. Thank you very, very much.